Well, on the list of things that make Canada, Canada, our love of hockey is definitely near the top. But are we getting too obsessed for our wallets to handle? Minor league hockey is becoming a year-long commitment for an increasing number of kids in between equipment, ice time, traveling, and tournaments. It's become quite the financial commitment and time commitment for parents. Joining us to discuss is Ken Campbell, writer at The Hockey News and author of the book Selling the Dream, How Hockey Parents and Their Kids Are Paying the Price for Our National Obsession, and Ian Taylor, executive director of the Ontario Minor Hockey Association, the largest minor hockey association in the world. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. This is an important conversation for a lot of parents to have. Some of them don't want to have it, but we're going to have it right here on your morning.
Sounds good.
Okay, so Hockey Canada pegged the average cost of minor hockey at $3,000. Ken, you talk to families all across the country, and obviously that price is going to fluctuate depending on what level a child is playing at and also where perhaps they're playing. But can you give us a sense of what families are paying at different levels?
Well, I mean, at the minor hockey level and at the house league level, it actually can be very reasonable in terms of both time commitment and in terms of money. I mean, to play once or twice a week and to maybe spend $1,000 or a little more than that for the whole sort of minor hockey experience for 1 year is not uncommon. And that's pretty well in line with a lot of other pursuits as well. But it is when you get to the more elite levels that it really starts to spiral out of control. And I know that there are families that, particularly in the Toronto area, that are paying upwards of $20,000 or even more per year for their son or daughter to play.
Well, all right, let's talk about some of those things that are spiraling out of control. You got the high-level academies; those can charge so much money, and a lot of it is geared towards getting these kids to the pros, as if there is an actual path that one can follow and check a list and check some boxes. These are luxuries for a lot of families, for sure. But if someone is serious about pursuing hockey, do they need to be in those upper echelons? Do they have to be able to get into those academies?
Well, I think logic would dictate no. I think that there are a lot of kids that play hockey, that play other sports, and they are better for playing other sports in the summer and pursuing other things as well. But I think a lot of parents get caught up in a lot of the craziness that goes on, and they see that other kids are taking, one-on-one instruction, off ice and nutrition, playing spring, playing summer hockey, and they see this and they think they get into this mindset that their kids have to keep up with those other kids or they'll be left behind. And I think in a lot of cases that's a fallacy.
Ian, I remember Wayne Gretzky criticizing the very things that we're talking about right now, this 12-month hockey season and all these elite levels. He says he probably wouldn't be playing today if that had been the course of action required to get to the NHL. Is this commitment, both time and financial, for the parents and for the kids, is it too intense?
At the early age groups, I certainly think it can be.
Yeah.
I think we both see the value of being involved in sport in general, but also team sports and being involved with the team, cooperation, common goal, time management, lots of life skills. So we just tend to believe we love the sport of hockey. That's a good way to do it. And as you said, there's lots of other good activities as well. I think that just brings balance. I think it keeps you coming to the rink energized and excited to play, and you want to learn new skills. So certainly we believe that a balance is good. I think for all players, not just the whether you want to say recreational or more competitive ones.
But are there conversations between your organization and parents to sometimes maybe hold up a mirror and say, let's be careful, let's remember why we're doing this?
Yeah, I think what we're trying to do, Hockey Canada is doing, Active for Life, we're saying again, take time to do multiple activities. We want kids to be active, number one. So we want them to be physically literate. We want them to jump, run, throw, catch, skate, right? So these are all good, again, life skills. So that's the messaging we're giving. There's a push right now to over-specialize. Join one sport and exclusively, and that's leading to burnout, it's leading to injuries. So we're doing as much as we can to spread that message, and we're getting that, and that's something that's happening across all sports, that message, but certainly in the game of hockey.
And we got to remember, I mean, I've got young kids, we were talking about this during the break, it's got to be fun. if it stops being fun for the kids, then you got to ask yourself, why are you doing it?
Well, and I mean, if your 6-year-old is on the ice 5 or 6 times a week, I guess that might be fun for some 6-year-olds, but I can't imagine that a lot of 6-year-olds want to spend that kind of time away from their friends and away from doing a lot of the other things that they enjoy doing as well.
I wish we could talk about this for a lot longer, but we got to go. Ken and Ian, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks.
All right.